Medicine has given me an interesting relationship with faith, and I grew up pretty religious in an evangelical family, and in my young adulthood was diametrically opposed to any idea of that. And then in my mid-20s to now, I've started to creep back more towards the middle. And I feel like that's normal, right? Like, uber conservative family, gains some independence, goes to college, goes the other way, and then starts thinking for themselves instead of, like I went to church 3 days a week, and in some aspect that resulted in me having a lot of debates and tough conversations, and that is useful in medicine, right? I feel like part of my comfort in having conversations about life and death is because so much of my literal childhood was about talking about the concept of my eternity or your soul or the souls of others. Pretty heavy stuff on a regular basis, like over lunch. And I think that prototypical family with the 107-year-old Meemaw, but she's a fighter and God will prevail, gets memed on a lot in the medical community, and partly for good reason, right? Like, what are you doing this for? Is this what your family member would want? Those are good things to keep in mind, right? But sometimes I feel like having faith can be helpful for families, and we don't get great training on that either. Like, intellectualism will only get you so far, right? Like, talking to a family member, or if you're trying to work through a loss, you're not going to get much solace in, oh, well, her MELD score was this, so there was an X% chance per year that she would die from whatever. So it makes sense that, she had a hemorrhagic variceal bleed and she died in the ambulance on the way. Just makes sense, right? Like, people don't think that way. So at least for me, I benefited a lot from not being super for or against religion, slowly working my way towards the middle. And I'm trying to learn, how can my conversations with families, if they have a faith that's similar to mine or not, right? How can I use that in a constructive way other than saying, oh, great, I'll call it chaplain.